Okay, so this is part 2 of the answers to negative practice number 1. This one I think was a little bit harder because you had to first figure out what the question was asking and then you had to answer it by plugging in this negative. So I can tell you right now that, again, you want to always decide, is this sentence written in passé composé or any other tense that you've learned? Well, if you see right here, 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, that's passé composé. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. Don't be confused by the odd two. Odd two is just like saying tu as. It's just the inversion when you ask a question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 through 7 are all passé composé. 8 is also passé composé. Number 9, present tense. Do you regret? Well, actually, this one could be present. It depends on how you answer it, which we'll talk about. Number 10, est-ce que tu as un pays préféré? Do you have a favorite country? And you want to say, I have nothing. That is present tense. So most of these are going to be passé composé. So let's go ahead and do the present tense ones first. So on number 9, do you regret for having traveled so much? Tant is so much. Ask yourself first, okay, well, this is present tense, regrettes-tu. So in your answer it first without the not. So instead of saying tu regrettes in the answer form, you're going to say je regrette. And now you just want to say I do not regret. Je ne regrette pas. If you want to really be more like answer the whole question, you can just add on d'avoir tant voyagé. And then that's it. The second one, or number 10, do you have a favorite country? You have a couple options here for your answer. The easiest and most basic answer is, instead of saying tu as, you're going to now say it in the je form. So you're going to say j'ai. I have, okay. I have nothing. Je n'ai rien. If you wanted to say, like, I have nothing, like, in regards to a favorite country or as a favorite country, you can say comme pays préféré. But this part is, like, really not needed. It's just, this is totally acceptable to say I have nothing. Okay, you could also say je ne préfère rien. I prefer nothing. Okay. All right, so 1 through 8 are all passé composé. So first of all, they're all written to the tu form, which means your answer is going to be the je form. So again, ignore the negative first and just write the answer as if you were doing the je form in the question. So, as-tu été? Été is from the verb être. Have you been to France? Okay, so if you want to say I've been to France, j'ai été en France. Boom. Now you have to add the negative. So I have never been to France. Well, this is your verb, ai, because it's passé composé, right? This guy is not a verb, it's a past participle. The ne jamais goes around the verb. So je n'ai jamais été en France. And then you're good. This one. So the negative is no one. That's the one that you're going to have to incorporate. As-tu parlé à quelqu'un en français? So sometimes when you answer a question, certain words are going to disappear in the answer. It's just like in English. This question is saying, have you talked to someone in French? So your answer with adding no one would be, I've talked to no one in French. So quelqu'un, which means someone, is going to be replaced by the word no one. So again, write this first in the je form without the negative. So as-tu parlé in the je form becomes j'ai parlé. I talked in French, we'll say. Now, you want to say I talked to no one. So you still have to have the word to, okay? And then here, you're going to have your ne before the verb. Je n'ai parlé à personne en français. I spoke or talked or have talked to no one in French. And this implies the meaning no one because of the ne right here. 3. As-tu visité les châteaux ou les forteresses? Okay. So you want to say I've visited neither castles nor fortresses. So again, convert this to the je form without the negative. It becomes j'ai visité. Okay. And now we want to say neither nor. So your ne is going to go before the verb. But this is passé composé. Your ni should just always going to go before your object. So je n'ai visité ni. Now the question is, do you keep the les or do you drop it? Well, you keep definite articles, so you will keep it. So you say ni les châteaux, ni les forteresses. Oops, I keep doing that. All right. Où as-tu voyagé seul? Where have you traveled alone? Okay, so again, as-tu voyagé in the je form is going to become j'ai voyagé. Now you want to say nowhere, and we'll say alone. So what's nowhere? Ne nulle part. Well, in passé composé, ne nulle part goes around both your verb and your past participle. So, je n'ai voyagé nulle part seul. All right, as-tu fait des croisières? Croisières, cruises. So have you done cruises? Again, passé composé, as-tu fait. So in the positive, in the je form, it's j'ai fait. Okay, you want to say I have not done cruises yet. So, des croisières, I think les sounds better. Croisières. So, I have not yet, je n'ai pas encore fait les croisières ou des croisières. And again, this is your verb in passé composé, ai. Fait is the past participle of faire. Okay, as-tu acheté in the je form becomes j'ai acheté. Now this word means something. Have you bought something? And your answer is I've bought nothing. So you're not going to have the word something in your answer. It's going to change to the word nothing. So I bought is j'ai acheté. Nothing is ne rien. Well, you put your ne rien around your verb. Je n'ai rien acheté. And then you're done. You do not need the word quelque chose because something is getting replaced by nothing, which is kind of what I was explaining up in this original example. Oh, that's not the example I was explaining it in. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Okay, 7 and 8 are left. So, as-tu souvent contacté ta famille? So, change this to be in the je form. J'ai souvent contacté. If you're confused by the souvent, you can ignore it. And so now you have to put the ne jamais around your verb, and this is passé composé. So again, your verb is the ai, it's not contacté. So it's going to be je n'ai jamais. Oops. And then I would get rid of often, like I've never contacted. Because in the question, as-tu souvent contacté, have you often contacted your family? You want to say I've never. So the souvent is going to go away. Ma famille. Last one, as-tu fait des photos ou des vidéocassettes? So in this one, again, it's passé composé, part 1, part 2, part 3. So first, write it in the positive, j'ai fait, okay? Des photos, and then des vidéocassettes, okay? So we want to say neither nor. So here, the ne is going to go before your verb, which is the ai. Now the question is, when you have ni before your two objects, which we have photo and we have vidéocassette, when you have ne ni, you are going to drop the day, and that's just the rule. So it's going to be ni photo, ni vidéocassette. So those are your answers to part 2. You'll have a second practice to do on Wednesday this week. And let me know if you have more questions.